Hello everyone, this is round two. As you can see, I've cleaned up my jelly plate. What a hot mess that was. So I'm just going to get started again. Hopefully this video won't be too long. Again, just putting a little bit of the black. Hair dryer. Some of the blue. I love this teal blue. Choose the back of this. Hair dryer. some of the purple. Oops. Haven't quite gotten a grip for my jelly plate holder. Okay. I'm going to use one of these papers that I had used to clean up before. This is really thin paper. It's like letter paper, so it's not as thick as cardstock. So I'm hoping I'll be able to get a nice print, but still have the thin paper instead of the napkin that didn't want to work. Let me just see here. Oh yeah, this is more what I wanted. A lot of purple in this one, so we'll have to make sure we put on slightly thicker layer of blue, but you can see how it mixes really well. This is what I wanted the napkin to do. That's very pretty. Put this over here to dry. Picking up some of the black here. Okay. Hair dryer. I'm going to make a little bit more of the teal. Again, I don't have this color, so I have to mix it. And what I've taken is the Permanent Blue Light and the Phthalo Green to make the color that I want. You just keep mixing until you get the color that you want. It has too much green in it. I'm going to add a little bit more blue. Still too much green. Sorry for reaching over the camera. Still trying to figure out my camera angle and best position for my supplies. So I'm not reaching over everything. And again, I'm going to squirt this with a little bit of water to thin it down a little bit. There we go. For this layer, I think I'm going to try the other stencil, try the coffee splotches or paint splotches. There we go. Hair dryer. I'm out of the purple again. It's okay though. We need more blue with this one, less purple. But that's not going to be enough. We need a little bit heavier layer, so I'm going to have to mix some more paint. I'll spritz of water. There we go. Because you do need the last layer to be wet. Oops, sorry about that. I'm going to have to put something on my desk to stop this from sliding. I have such a heavy hand that I tend to pull on it. I think I'm letting it get too dry. Oh, there we go. Just need some paint over here. Alright. Now I'm going to use this one that was a cleanup from before. Put this down on here. See what we get with these two. Hi, Thor. My puppy's in the room. Well, one of my puppies. Hi, Thor. You single boy? Yeah. Check it. Not quite. Good. It's got a lot of black in it, not enough blue, but it's good. I think with these two prints I have enough to put on my journal now. These are the two that I'm going to use. So you can see a little bit of blue in there, a little bit of white came through because I had very thin layers of paint at the end there. This one has a little bit more purple. I think they're good enough. Definitely a good enough kind of person. When it's something that I'm still learning. That's one thing for newbies is to allow yourself to accept what you get. You know, you get what you get. So I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. Well, those are drying. Clean up a little bit. Move my cleanup papers. Put my brayer away. Get my paints out of the way. Now, for our book. First, I'm going to make sure that these are dry. And for that, I'm going to use my heat gun. Get that and plug it in. Generally have it plugged in, but I had to unplug it for my hair dryer. Heat gun. The heat gun is another awesome tool to have if you don't like to sit and watch paint dry, which I don't. So these are about 20 bucks. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them at the craft store. I think they're a little bit cheaper through Amazon than buying them at the craft store. Okay, now I think I'm going to have this one be my front cover. Yeah, this one will be my front cover. So I'm going to get out my collage mixture that I created. Sometimes being an artist is like being a mad scientist. And to smooth out when you're gluing pages together or collaging something in your book or whatever, it's good to have something to smooth it down with. A lot of artists will use an old credit card or something like that. I have an old laundry card that came in junk mail, so I've been using that to smooth out the glue after I glue it on. So I'm going to put some on here. Now I have brushes, and a lot of them will tell you they do the same thing. They have brushes that are just for glue. They stay in water so they don't get stiff and they work properly. You want to go over your spine. And you also want to put it on the back of your paper or the item that you're collaging down. Because I'm going to cut off the edges of this print too because it's all white. But I want to get this on here, so make sure that all the color goes over the substrate or the top of your journal. Oh, and one thing I did not tell you to do, which I should have, is make sure you don't make a mess like me. Again, a little bit of my nervousness still in play. Cleaning off my edges here, making sure I don't get glued pages that I don't want glued. But I use wax paper typically when I do this. You want to be careful not to rip your paper, but you want to smooth it out all the way to the edges. And you want to make sure that the paint on your paper is dry. And it's okay if a little bit of the glue gets on top, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to varnish the cover. Very messy job. Again, baby wipes are your friend. Now I'm going to use my heat gun to dry this. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to trim the edges. Oh, I don't like these scissors. Gotta use my Timmy scissors. Sorry for my arm, guys. These scissors are great. They're a little expensive, about $10 for these smaller ones. There's a larger set too. But if you can afford it, I say get them. Okay. It would be easier to do it. I'm not worried about the edge right now because I'm hoping to get the back piece to cover all the way up around the spine to blend in. Okay. much better. Now, has a little bit of white down here, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Now what I'm going to do is how this had a big piece hanging off, I should have done it the opposite way so that this piece hanged over here, but I didn't, or hung over there. So with this one, I'm going to bring it closest to the edge here and wrap it up to here. Not all the way around, I'm going to stop it so it looks like there's an indent here. So we'll see how that works out. All right, I'm going to do that and call it a day. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching and hanging out. Bye.